not going to dwell too much on this one with regards to what's occurred here. Basically, I do look not to focus on grime rappers or UK rappers as such on here. But with regards to what's happened, obviously I have to deal with this and go in on this one. Now, before I start, sadly, a victim has lost their life. Now, it's important to note we don't normalise things like this on this channel. We don't do that here. We don't normalise violence or death or any such thing. Now, I understand. In this demographic, in this segment of society, they see it as something to celebrate. I get it. They'd be like, yeah man. He's a rude boy, he's a bad man, Yeah. No. We don't do that here. We don't normalise badness or bad behaviour here. This is a big man thing. Alright. Now, basically, let us look at the story here. Go in on the story here. And I'll come in my usual hard-hitting points. And I know, more time or not, it's not going to sit well with some of you. But hey. Anyway, without further ado, Guardian newspaper. Headline: British rapper Ghetts charged with fatal hit and run after collision in London. Justin Jude Clark Samuel, who appeared at Magistrates Court on Monday, reportedly failed to stop at crime scene. There you have it. An award-winning British rapper has been charged with a fatal hit and run that took place in East London last weekend. Justin Jude Clark Samuel, better known as Ghetts, has been charged with causing serious injury by dangerous driving after a car collided with a 20-year-old in Ilford on Saturday, the 18th of October. The man died in hospital the following Monday. The rapper 41, that's a big mature age. The rapper 41, who appeared at Stratford Magistrates Court on Monday, reportedly failed to stop at the scene of the crime. Clark Samuel has been remanded in custody and is due to appear at Parkinside Magistrates Court on Monday the 27th of October. Dear. The BBC reported that the indictment is expected to change from causing serious injury to causing death by dangerous driving at the next hearing after the victim died. Oh dear, not good. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I know how many of you love a success story. You love a success story. A bad man come good story. You love that. You love it. It's like the working class come good for white folk. Your version is the bad man come good, and you love that. You relish in that. I've always wondered why you've never celebrated that guy that's always been good throughout. You don't look at him. You don't acknowledge him. The guy that's always been positive, good from young. What is it through to his adult life? Always been positive and good. The community does not embrace that. What you embrace is the bad man come good. Yes. To him, well, someone like that. Sorry, not so much him. Oh, we're him as well, but that's your hero. That's who you love. That's who you adore. But let me say this. All because you put on a suit and say the right things and run the right script doesn't mean you're reformed. And there's so many men like this. I'll say it again. All because you put on the suit and say the right things and run that script doesn't mean you're reformed. And I see it all the time. The guys will come with their badness and then they'll try and change it up. Flip the script. They normally throw a bit of God in there, throw a little God quote in there. Like yeah man, all about God now. Don't judge me, don't judge me. It's all about God. In God I trust. But normally run that little pattern, that little script. Always got that little. Listen. This is my opinion. In many cases, they're still the same person. That A side is still them, but then they got a B side now, where they can flip the script, and run it like that. I mean, for a lot of these bad seeds, these originally bad seeds, they know how to dress it up. And again, because more time or not, they're in survival mode. Yeah. This is another form of survival mode, but it's changed, but it's altered. So they're in a different tract, they're in a different realm of being of themselves. But they're still in survival mode, if it makes sense. So they've altered themselves, but because it's not them, they're still in survival mode. So the A side is still them, but now they're on the B side. But it's still them. It's a remix, but it's still them. Deep, huh? It's still them. That's what's happened. Some of these guys I know put on that suit, say the right things, run the script, but it doesn't mean reformed. The fact the man didn't even stop. Your burn-in hit someone, didn't even stop to check. And left the guy lying there in the road. Someone picks him up and someone else had to handle that, pick him up and take him to hospital and handle that. He didn't even stop. Furthermore, have the audacity to be driving at high speed under the influence. And I'm going to say something here that no one said. I haven't seen no one say this in any comments or any pages as yet. No one's dropped this. But more time than not, when someone's had a little drink, or they're a bit tipsy, whatever, and they force to drive home, or they've had a little drink and they're going to drive home, they normally drive home very slowly or very cautiously, or they take their time. They're not burning 100 miles per hour like this guy is. Okay? I know this isn't going to sit well with some of you. I know some of you aren't going to like this. But I'm saying it as someone who's not part of that scene and someone who's neutral, and saying there's things that have to be said. Okay? So more time than not, normal people drive slow when they're having a little drink. Okay? Okay. That's how I see it. I think it's funny, It's funny because I think in this case, karma's come to collect. Karma's come round and it's come to collect. Especially with these bad seeds that try to remix the story. It's like karma's saying, God's will, is saying, nah, you're taking liberties now, you're wrong, and don't try and fix up and no, stay as you are. And it's when these people, I think God's punishing these people because they try and remix it more time or not. But ultimately, point being made here is karma's come to collect. Ghetts, in this instance. Young Philly, from what I'm seeing, is a very arrogant, entitled individual. From when I see some of his videos, his energy doesn't sit well with me. He's got some real arrogance there. And again, God's come to collect. Fredo, again, God comes to collect. Sorry, karma's come to collect. I need to be correct. Ghetts, Young Philly, Fredo, karma's come to collect. Victoria Everest, the classic BW, entitled. So not so much entitled, but no sense of responsibility, no accountability. Even when on that show when they're discussing it, doesn't even seem to acknowledge, what she's doing wrong. It goes back to what I'm saying. Got a script, but ultimately you still don't know right from wrong. You're trying to fit men up for a R charge, but doesn't even know what you're doing is wrong. She even said, well, if people want to talk about me, that's on them, that's their business. Of course they can talk about you because you're known and you're doing wrong. They didn't even get that. And let's not talk about his stocky. That is one strange, off-key individual. I mean, when I heard this guy speak on some of his videos, I'm thinking, he's a sign of the times. This guy is extremely ignorant guy. It's like the video he did regarding mental health. It's like man had no idea. Because only idea of what something is and try and transpose it out there in the public. Yeah. And he had backlash. And I'll say this, I noticed he's fixed up. He's come over a bit much better now in recent videos. But I don't think that's him. I don't think that's maturity. I think that's where he's been told to fix up by management or something like that. Been told to fix up and, you know what I mean, and dress it up. But the whole thing regarding what he said about mental health and about black women as well, that's ignorance, man. Ignorance of the highest degree. And it begs to believe how these people got there. Got their little clout, got their little moment in the sun, got their little fame. That's another thing. How did they get there? They got there because they run that B-side, got the little script. But then more time or not, like I said, karma comes to collect. It is what it is. Now I've seen the footage. I'll tell you now, it's horrific. If that's the footage of what happened when he was driving that car and he hit that 20-year-old man, if that's the footage from there, then nah, that's horrific. That's horrific. I think he's coming back from a party. I mean, that tells me about some of the people he may be moving with. That tells me about some of the people he may be moving with. Because if someone's with someone and they've had a drink, you tell them to allow it or get a cab or something like that. You know what I mean? Or maybe, just maybe, that's where the bad seed reappeared. That wicked little bad seed that they are. Maybe come out again. It might be a thing of, yeah man, I'm a bad man, I'm back. See, I'm reformed, I can still do this, I can still do it. Look at me, bad man, foot down, look at me. Then what happens? That little bad wicked seed, the N gene, I call it, the N seed, the NIGGA seed reappears. It's them, it's in them. You can't fight it. It takes a lot to get that out. Maybe the little wicked seed reappeared and he thought, yeah, ego came into play. Yeah man. And then boom. Or maybe it could have been an accident. Maybe he's driving fast, misjudged it. Maybe it could have been that. But me knowing those bad seeded people, that's what I think it is. But hey, we go on to a few comments before I close this thing down. There's a few interesting comments that have been made regarding this. First comment. All I'm saying is hold space. You're human, we make mistakes. Some of our mistakes are not just public. That's why it's easy to throw judgment. Some of our mistakes we can live with and some we can't. Compassion to such, because life is of such. No. If you're human, you would have stopped and pressed back and check on the guy. Make mistakes, you put your foot down. That's not a mistake, okay? What's sad about it is he's not a nasty person. He probably panicked and left the scene, completely forgetting it makes it worse. So sad. No, you're driving fast in a straight line and you hit the guy. Okay, there's no panic in that. You're driving in a straight line and you hit him. Boom. Okay. Maybe he didn't clock that he hit a person, especially if he was under the influence. Regardless, that's him done. Yes, that is him done. And maybe he's under the influence, hit the guy, didn't even notice. That could be the case. It's crazy. He's got money for an Uber and a driver, so it's a bit reckless from his point of view, sad situation. Correct. Uber, driver, you could have dealt with it that way. We need to do better. Sorry, I've got no sympathy for him. Correct. No sympathy after seeing the video, clearly speeding and failing to stop, and how he didn't see the pedestrian in the road is beyond me. Most probably was on his phone. Could be, but interesting. I didn't see the pedestrian. That's one thing. I mourn for the victims' families and for Ghetts and his family. Everyone's lost. Real sad. No, that seems to be a very modern day thing. People say they mourn the victim's family, and then they always mourn the assailant. That's a modern day thing. No, we didn't do that here. Got the first part right. And obviously, yes, his family may be going through something. But ultimately, we're mourning the victim's family here. Not good. A few other comments here on Reddit. Fucking hell, he didn't even, can I swear? Effing hell, he didn't stop either, just drove off. Madness. Has been my favourite rapper since '06. Lost a lot of respect if this is true. Is what it is. Literally zero excuse, some scum behaviour. Agreed. There you go. There you go. So, again, condolences to the family of the deceased. And yes, I hope they throw the book at him. I really do. Alright then, later.